I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scoot. Roll call, please.
Hannah?
Yes.
Callahan?
Yes.
Hayward?
Here.
Hill?
Yes.
Sharp?
Here.
Kurtz?
Here.
O'Loughlin?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf,
Second.
second by O'Loughlin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Nobody is signed in under public comment. So, next I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the January 27th, 2020 regular meeting, city financial statements from the month of December, budgeted and money transfers for the month of December, Quick Trip Incorporated Class C beer permit and Sunday sales liquor license, April 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2021, and Dollar General Store 2329 Class B wine, Class C beer, and Sunday sales liquor license, March 1st, 2020 through February 28th, 2021.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf,
Second.
second by Callahan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Thank you. Slow down, right? Next, I need a motion to approve claims for payment.
I make the motion.
Thank you. Motion by Kurtz, seconded by
Second.
Hill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Uh, Okay, next is our max levy hearing fiscal year 2021. I need a motion to hold the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf,
Second.
second by O'Loughlin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. So we are in public hearing in regards to our fiscal year 2021 maximum levy hearing. Turn it over to Al to explain it all.
Well, I think Gina would be the best suited to do this.
Okay,
Gold bus.
big thank you, right?
Well played, Al.
I tried.
I'll have to wait for my iPad to load here. So in front of you, you have your max levy hearing. The new legislation was passed that requires an extra public hearing on a maximum amount that we could levy for just specific levies. In the explanation that was also posted on our website, our Facebook page, and in the newspaper, it talks about the effect on these levies. So you have your operation and maintenance of city-owned civic centers, your emergency levy rate, and then FICA, IPERS, and other employee benefits. These are all basically increased because our increase in costs, most significantly our employee benefits, and then you also have your liability insurance, and that was a 7% increase projected. When we do present the final budget, I believe that this will be lower. And the council will need to approve this with a supermajority as well.
And it's presented at what, 6.13%?
Yep, that is a dollars increase, not a levy dollar increase, so
Okay.
amount levied in dollars.
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak to this topic? Comments from any council members? Did you get anything, any emails or calls or anything? Okay, then I will actually ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Scharf, second by Hill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now I need a motion to approve a resolution on the max levy for the fiscal year 2021 SF 634 max levy budget.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf,
Second.
second by Callahan. Roll call.
Callahan? Yes. Hayward?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Shar?
Yes.
Kurtz?
Yes.
O'Loughlin?
Yes.
Hannah?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next is fiscal year 2021 budget setting date of public hearing. I need a motion to set the date of public hearing for March 9th, 2019 at 6 PM in City Hall, council chambers for the approval of the fiscal year 2020 budget and the budget transactions.
So moved.
Motion by Shar
May I correct that? I believe it should be fiscal 21.
One, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
instead of 9th.
If that's okay with you, Mr. Sharp.
I amend my,
I probably read it wrong. Okay, motion by Scharf. Second by Hayward. You want a roll call on this?
Nope, it's just a setting a hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is a 5-year contract with Pitney Bowes. Motion to set February 24th, 2020 as a date of public hearing on a 5-year lease with Pitney Bowes. Motion by Callahan,
Second.
second by O'Loughlin. All those in favor.
Explain that all back.
This is our postage machine that we use at City Hall. Our current lease is expiring. Because it is more than 3 years, we felt it was prudent and required to have a public hearing to notify not only the council but the public that we're entering into a long-term lease for our postage machine.
Do we need to do 5 years?
Well, that's the proposal that they gave us, and the best rate that we have available is on the 5-year lease. It's not that it goes away. We're going to use either the Pitney Bowes or somebody for this service. So we buy our postage over, over the phone line and restock it as we need it, but the machine itself still takes care of our needs.
Most businesses use the Pitney Bowes system.
Yeah.
It's by far the most common. I won't tell you it's the only one, but it is by far the most common.
You don't need a,
I'd make a
Roll
motion
call
to
on this.
approve that as the,
I have a motion by Callahan and a second by you.
yeah,
That's okay.
but you don't need a roll call on this either.
No.
This just sets the public hearing to discuss it on the 24th.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next on the agenda, urban renewal, public hearing on proposed designation of the 2020 Hummingbird Court Housing Urban Renewal Area.
So moved.
Motion by Hill,
Second.
second by Scharf. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried, so we are now in public hearing. Again, is there anybody in the audience wanting to speak on this topic? Any council members have comments?
Maybe Al, why do we need to designate this as a urban renewal area?
Yeah, this is the new territory that Mr. G has opened up for housing development in order to be eligible for TIF certification or a development agreement on this property. It has to be in an urban renewal district. So we're creating a new urban renewal district for this project. Standard process. You'll see in a couple other steps in the process here, it's actually created by ordinance. But again, it opens up this area for TIF incentives. It is limited to an 11-year total window of opportunity, and then it by default sunsets. It goes away at the end of that 11th year, I think, per state code.
Thank you.
Any other comments? And I'll ask for a motion to close the hearing and receive and file oral and written comments.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf, second by Callahan. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Moving on. Next, I need a motion to approve a resolution to declare necessity and establish an urban renewal area pursuant to section 403.4 of the Code of Iowa, and to approve urban renewal plan and projects for the 2020 Hummingbird Court urban renewal area.
So moved.
Motion by Hill,
Second.
second by Kurtz. Roll call, please.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Now we're doing the ordinance.
Correct.
Yes.
So we need, you guys are really making this interesting for me. I need a motion to consider an ordinance providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property in the 2020 Hummingbird Court Housing Urban Renewal Area pursuant to Section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Kurt, second by Callahan. Is there another section to this, or?
There's 3 steps involved in this if the council chooses.
Okay, so we need a
So
roll,
the-
we need a roll call on this part first?
Yes.
Okay.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next is a motion to suspend and the statutory rule requiring an ordinance to be considered and voted on for passage to city council meeting prior to the meeting of which it is finally passed.
Council, I would ask you to consider, I know that there has been a desire not to do the final reading on the first meeting on this particular ordinance because it is creating the urban renewal district, and it does affect the process of going into the development agreement public hearing. I'd ask your consideration to waive the 2 meetings and adopt this on its final.
So moved.
Motion by Hill,
Second.
second by Callahan. Roll call.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next, I need a motion to place an ordinance prior to providing division of taxes levied on taxable property in the 2020 Hummingbird Court Housing Urban Renewal Area pursuant to Section 503.19 of the Code of Iowa as final at consideration and adoption.
So moved.
Motion by Hill,
Second.
second by Kurtz. Roll call.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Okay, next we need a motion to approve a resolution setting February 24th, 2020 as the date of public hearing for a proposed development agreement.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf,
Second.
second by Callahan. Roll call, please.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. I need a motion public hearing on proposed amendment to the Independence Urban Renewal Area. I need a motion to hold the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Callahan, seconded by Scharf. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. We are now in public hearing on the resolution.
This amendment to the urban renewal area is for Gator Manufacturing for a $3 million expansion on their property in the northeast side of town.
Is there anybody in the audience wanting to speak on this in the public hearing? Comments from any council members? Don't have anything written, Chad? Okay. And I would need a motion to close the hearing and receive and file oral and written comments.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf,
Second.
second by Hayward. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next, I need a motion to approve a resolution on the urban renewal amendment for the Independence Urban Renewal Area this is the Gators,
Yes.
okay?
So moved.
Motion by O'Loughlin.
Second.
Second by Scharf. Roll call, please.
Hannah,
yes,
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Moving right along, aren't we? Sorry, a little trouble. I need a motion to approve a resolution setting February 24th, 2020 as the date of public hearing for a proposed development agreement with Gator Machining and Manufacturing Company, including annual appropriation tax increment payments.
So moved.
Motion by Scharf.
Do we have to waive 2 readings on this like we did the previous one?
No, this one is not an ordinance. This is just a resolution because the urban renewal district already exists. So we did the amendment to the district allowing for this project. Now we just set the date for the public hearing on the development agreement. But thank you for that.
Are you seconding it then also?
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion and second to approve. Roll call, please.
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next, I have, let me see this any better. Motion to approve a resolution setting the date of public hearing on March 9th, 2020 at 6:30 PM in City Hall on the proposed plans and specifications, form of contract and estimate of cost for the proposed First Street Bridge Rehabilitation Program.
Did you draw the short straw tonight?
I did. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Crawford with Crawford Engineering. What you have before you tonight is the resolution to provide a notice of hearing for the proposed plans. This kicks off the bidding process for the First Street Bridge project. The schedule for this is to advertise, pending this passage tonight, to advertise and receive bids on the 27th of February, and that will allow council to consider action on the bids at their March 9th meeting. So I'd be happy to try to answer any questions you might have.
This is just to replace the deck. We're not putting in a new bridge, right?
Correct. This is a deck, replacing the deck.
And this would be a standard process to set a public hearing date. We'll have the public hearing on the plan specs form of contract prior to awarding the bids, but you'll consider the bids later in the meeting after this on the 9th.
I'd make a motion to approve that.
Motion by
Second.
Kurt, second by Scharf. You need a roll call
Roll
on
call.
this? Roll call on, please.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Callahan,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, motion is carried. I need a motion to authorize the city to donate items from city-acquired property to the school district and dispose of items not in use. This is in regards to the I signs, or is there more to that?
No, this is a different project that
Oh.
Mr. Sherritt's going to show.
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Todd Sherritt, City of Independence. This is in regards to a house that we took possession of a couple months ago. Dilapidated home, but we got all the contents as well. It's an older boat. There's an older vehicle there as well, like a Saturn four-door car. And then there's a lot of fishing items inside the house. And I was thinking it'd be great to donate them to the Bass Club. So the boat and the fishing equipment, and then possibly the car to the school. So.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting a memorandum of donation, so I'll get a list of everything that we're actually donating. We'll do it all the legal way and make sure that it's done right. But I just thought it'd be great to give to the kids. And
Yeah.
The school want it?
the Bass Club does want the lures and stuff. They're looking at the boat. The boat was actually registered till 2019, so I mean it should have some promise. I mean, it's definitely not the best looking thing in the world, but to get a couple more people on the river, then it'd be nice.
This is more of a formality because we did acquire it with the property. I just thought it was important that the council be aware of the intent before we disposed of the property. Our alternative is to pay to dispose of whatever we don't, I mean, we have to clean the property up. The house will come down at some point too.
Do we need a motion to approve it?
I would ask for a motion to.
So
approve it.
moved.
Second.
motion by Hill, second by Kurtz. You want a roll call?
Sure. Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks. Motion is carried. Next, I need a motion to authorize the police chief to dispose of police body cameras, devices in lieu of vehicle services.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Hill, a duel from,
rock, paper, scissors.
We should elaborate.
choose one.
We had a lot of material, Mayor. It wasn't like we didn't know
Yeah.
about this, okay?
Yeah, I brought this up to the Public Safety Committee meeting of the whole. Everybody was heard about it. I mean, there are cameras that we had 7 or 8 years ago that were given to us because of a camera system that didn't work properly. They didn't cost us anything, and I have somebody that's interested in them. Only about half of them probably work properly now because of the battery life in them is, I mean, we get good use of them with the police department, and then when we upgraded, the reason we upgraded is because of the quality of what they were and what they were turning out to be. I mean, they worked well for what we had, but like computers and most electronics nowadays, they have a shelf life and eventually they fall apart. So I have somebody who's interested in them, and I provided you guys with a list of stuff that I need to have done and he's willing to do for them, so.
Sounds like a pretty equitable trade.
I believe so. I mean, the cameras, we didn't pay for them, but being brand new at the time that we got them, about $200 a piece is what they would have cost if we would have bought them brand new. We had them for about 7, 8 years of use. I think we got well out of what we had in them, so.
Roll call?
Sharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hale.
Yes.
Thank you, motion carried. Motion to approve and review the addition of street lighting on 6th Avenue Southwest from Lover's Lane to Enterprise Drive Southwest.
I received a citizen request for streetlights along 6th Avenue where there aren't any, south of Lover's Lane. In driving that stretch of street, it is bare of streetlights. I won't tell you how many. I prefer to work with the folks at IndyTel to determine if there's 2 or 3, 4 would be the most that I could see in there, but I'd work with them to determine how many would be appropriate for that stretch of road. Because it is in the,
I'd prefer to let REC.
well, REC will work with us, but IndyTel would do the labor and put the poles in. We'd work with them. The arrangement has been a long-standing between REC and IndyTel as far as how we get this done. I wouldn't deviate from that, but they still have to obviously coordinate with REC. And in talking with Kevin at IndyTel, again, it follows the same practice. REC provides the electricity, generally for streetlights. If we want them, IndyTel can put them in for us, coordinating with REC.
Considering all the discussion we've already had tonight on budget issues and budget constraints that we have, what's the timeline on something like this? It can't be in this next year's budget. We've pretty much put that to bed.
Well, we'd have to take a look at what our costs would be there, but with IndyTel doing it, it would minimize our costs for the streetlights. But I don't have a number. At this point, I wanted the council's blessing before we started digging into it very deep, because it is adding to our streetlight inventory.
Well, do we have any lights going north from Lover's Lane toward Bland?
We do, but not much.
So you can say there people walk that direction.
It's mostly the leaf and tree dump that has the lighting.
Right.
And that's
Right.
lit up pretty effectively. I mean, that's,
Right at that stretch.
Yeah.
No, there's a spot in there where it's dim as well, north of the tree dump before you get to Bland. I would concur.
the darkest stretch is from Mitchell Avenue where you enter the Jackson Green addition south to, what's the street you live on, Bonnie?
Fine.
Pine, down to Pine. If they were gonna put any kind of lights in, it'd be nice to have them at the intersection of Cardinal Court there, whatever that is.
Well, on Spruce and on Pine. I guess my question is, if we're willing to take a look at it, if there's a willingness to, we can bring back the cost before we do anything with that?
That was my next question. Because right here, it says install, so give us the option to,
Absolutely.
I say we get some numbers, and that's my thoughts.
So if we're at some point gonna put a trail in there, we're gonna put them on the opposite side of the street? Make sure we don't have to move them when we put the trail in?
Very good point, Bob.
Well, I think that the west side, along where the drive is, is where you would want to put them anyway, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise we're gonna,
Well, if we put them in, then we can move them.
I think we saw the cost of moving them at the west edge of town.
Yeah,
Well, this motion is only to approve the review of it, to figure out how many, where, when. This is not actually approving to do it, right?
Well, I would ask that, I mean, that was to Mr. Scharf's concern. I think the motion should be to review and, again, bring back the cost. I think that's
Right.
legit.
I'd make that motion as you said it now.
Okay, motion by Scharf, seconded by
I'll second it.
O'Loughlin. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Callahan,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hale,
Yes.
Sharf.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I, on that too, could you look at, there's two different kinds of streetlights. I mean, you got the metal ones and probably more expensive, or ones just on a wooden pole? I mean, it's kind of out in the rural area, there could be quite a price difference on,
Oh, there's a lot,
maybe get us
both prices.
both
Yeah.
prices?
Yep. I would assume that the LED light is what we would put in there because we've converted everything else
Yeah.
to LEDs, so.
Next on the agenda is a motion to approve an ADA rating replacement professional service agreement with Crawford Engineering for $4,500. This is on our repairs to sidewalks throughout the town, correct?
Correct. This is just the ADA ramps that were identified as needing to be replaced, and part of it is upgrading the ramps themselves. We did split this out from sidewalk replacement program.
I'd make a motion, we approve that.
Motion by Kurt.
Second.
Second by Scharf. Any other discussion? Roll
I
call.
think all the discussions we've had on these ADA ramps over the last 3 months, that it's definitely the right decision to do.
And Mark, Brian did a very good job. We've talked, and like John said, we've hashed it, so.
Yep, we've talked it through a couple different times, so yep.
Just a question for my, spring comes and the property owner who has one of these ramps in the corner of their lot decides he's gonna get right on it and do his sidewalk. What if it doesn't match up with what needs to happen elevation-wise for the ADA ramp? You know, you say what I'm saying? You know, if I'm gonna come along, and build my sidewalk, but I might build it too high to where then when we get to the ramp, we don't have the proper slope to meet the ADA guidelines.
Well, I think the solution there is working with Crawford on the design and identifying those potential conflicts and addressing those property owners sooner than later.
As long as, I just want to include those property owners in the process so we don't get
Yeah.
into a bit of a pickle.
No,
You
good
know,
point.
because I would look for maybe some of those, as soon as the frost is out there, somebody's gonna
Go up, yeah.
want to do that, and we may not be in a position to do it that early, do the ramps that early. I just don't want a train wreck.
Because
Well,
we did talk about some of them might go back a couple of panels from the ramp even to get the slope right.
Yeah, in some of the transition areas from the common square back, may need to go back 1 or 2 panels to make that transition work. But as Councilman Hayward said, we would work with any of those areas that are on the private side, the private property owner's responsibility to make sure that we get that coordinated so that everything is matching correctly.
I think what he's saying though, as soon as you know what it is, contact that property owner right away, that we're looking at doing something there and
Right, and it's our understanding that as part of the oversight of the construction and of these ADA ramps and the private pieces of sidewalk, city staff will be taking care of that, and we'll coordinate with that person also.
At this point, yes.
Just don't want a train wreck.
No, good point, Mike.
Very good point.
I had one or two.
Roll call.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan, Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hale,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, motion carried.
Don't tell Brian that you don't have to talk as much. Otherwise, you'll be here all the time.
He said this was easy, so he was right.
You having fun with this? I'm not. Next is a motion to approve an ISG proposal for concept visualization of 6th Avenue Southwest and Bland Boulevard intersection.
This ties back into an easement for a future retaining wall on the property on Sixth and Bland. And part of our agreement was that we would provide this to the property owner in advance of the easement. We did not do that. He did sign the easement over to us, but we still have a requirement, if you will, to provide him with something showing him what the property will look like if we take out that hill along the front of his property. And it's a pretty good chunk of his front yard that we're affecting.
I'd make a motion to approve it.
Motion by Kurtz,
I'll second it.
second by O'Loughlin. Roll call?
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan? Yes. Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried. Okay, I just went.
Yeah, you'll have to read this one off there if you're gonna do agenda early.
Do what?
I said you'll have to read this motion off of your iPad if you printed your agenda too early. Because
Oh.
Carol added a motion later.
Oh. Okay, thank you. Is this the one I need?
Yep.
Keeps disappearing with me.
You can read off mine if you want to.
I can't see yours. Unless you make it a lot bigger. There we go. Motion to approve Resolution 2020 blank to set a public hearing on February 24th on proposed vacation and conveyance of a portion of unused 11th Street Northeast
Right away.
right-of-way.
We have received a request from Paul Bachman for a portion of right-of-way that, because of the curve in the road, is considered to be excess to what we require. They've had Crawford Engineering conduct a survey. The total is .02 acres. It is required that we sell this at fair market value. We use the adjacent land value to determine the total cost would be estimated at $2,843 plus any of our administrative costs for this parcel. The city attorney has crafted the necessary ordinance of vacation and the quitclaim deed to go along with the notice of public hearing. So tonight, you're asked to set a public hearing for February 24th to consider this transfer of property.
I'd make the motion.
Motion by Kurtz, second by Scharf. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Callahan? Yes. Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Thank you, motion carried.
Does this need to go through planning and zoning at all for usage later on?
I don't believe so, because it would be consistent with the zoning that's already there. So it's just conveying property that is adjacent to what they already own.
Okay.
It is
I
city right.
don't want to go through the whole process and then not have them be able to use it for what they want.
I'm not aware of anything that would preclude that.
I'm not sure it's basically a portion of, have you seen the ordinance?
Yes, I've been there.
I anticipate it'll be zoned the same as the property, is it not?
Well,
Property
it's-
will be joining?
Yes.
Won't they need a variance? Just like the creamery did? Moving closer to the street?
Oh, no, because we're maintaining our existing right-of-way.
Okay.
There's a little triangle piece in there that's beyond our standard right-of-way.
Okay, I just wanted to make
yeah.
sure they didn't get it and then have a problem.
Right, no, I appreciate that. Again, it's just because of the curve in the street, the property lines are all at right angles, and
Okay.
this cleans that up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, Next on the agenda is possible closed session. Do I read this, or does the city attorney for our close?
Mayor, do you want to consider going through a couple of your reports and what have you? And we have several guests here that may want to visit with council members before we go into
Oh, I
our
guess
closed
they will,
session.
they need signatures, don't they? Okay, do we have some committees that we want to report on?
I did like
Council
getting
committees?
the minutes in the email. I thought that was a good thing.
I appreciated that too.
I think all of our committees met prior to the committee of the whole last week, with the exception of the airport board, and because of some illnesses and family issues, we did not have a quorum, so there was no airport board meeting last week. So I don't think there's any other committees to report on.
Okay. How about, I have 3 staff members here. Todd, do you have anything else you'd like to report? Okay. Dick?
I guess the only thing I've got is remind everybody that next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow night, the 18th, is our annual soup supper. So come hungry, we'll feed you. Free will donations, so whatever you feel like giving.
It starts-
Appreciate seeing you.
Starts at what time? What's the time of it?
From 5 o'clock until 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Mine starts at 4:30, right?
Usually we start serving well before 4:30, yes, but yeah. So if you come before 5 o'clock, though, expect to wait around for some stuff because we are still trying to get stuff ready. But yeah, we do start serving usually. We have a few people that come early birds, so. But yeah, officially it's from 5 till 7.
Is it new that you have carryouts or stuff that I see that
Yeah, we do have carryouts.
Oh, they've had those.
Have you done that all along?
Yep.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Yep, and we've actually, I think it's even on there that if somebody is homebound, they can't get out, we have delivered some too, so
Okay.
could be an option.
Good event.
Yep.
Good fundraiser. Dustin, do you have anything else you'd like? Nothing? Okay. Gina, anything you need to report?
No, I don't think so.
Al?
I would just point out under staff reports, there is an invitation for the Iowa Rural Summit, if anybody's interested in going. This is a partnership with the Chamber and Economic Development. They require a 3-person team from a community, and if anybody from the city was interested in representing the city, let me know. It's on it's the end of April, I believe.
April 29th through May 1st.
Yeah, yes, that's correct. So if anybody is interested in going, it's in Cedar Rapids this year, so it's very close, a little bit easier to get to. And so I just want to make the council aware of that if somebody wants to participate. I
Is there
think,
a deadline for when the registration needs to be done by?
Oh, I think George is going to register under economic development anyway, but we do want somebody from the city to represent the city at this event, so. I think, Deb, did you attend this one year?
Yes, what is the date on that?
April 29th through May 1st.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I attended,
If no one else is interested, I would go, but if somebody else wants to go, that's fine.
We have a volunteer.
I know Deb has gone and I've gone, and,
I'm interested.
okay, very good. I think it would be good, it's very interesting information, and again, being that close, it's easy to get back and forth, and it makes it a little more convenient.
I got a couple things here.
Okay.
Was you done, Al? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Well, one of the things, we talked last week, in fact, a little bit of chatter tonight, but this person read it in the paper that that voted against the signage. And I'm not against the signage. Why I voted no was because we didn't get any more bids. And in my job, my obligation as a council person is to do the best I can for everybody, save money where we can. I want to buy locally. I want to tell you a story. When I was the city manager and the mayor, Captain Brinkham and I went to a local dealership. We priced a squad car out, and I said, is this your best deal? And they told me yes. So I came back at that time. You can buy it from the state. You can buy a city government official car from the state, the same price they pay for it. So we faxed down the exact same equipment per car on that car as this car. Apples to apples, not oranges to apples, they're all apples to apples. They faxed me the price it would be to the City of Independence. I went back to that local dealership and I said, what we're gonna do, and I wanna buy locally. If you meet me halfway, we'll buy it. Well, within 5 seconds, we dealt. I saved Independence over $500. But we still bought locally and everybody was happy because, well, for one thing, when you do cars, you got service, work, and whatever like that. So I'm just saying, let's make the best opportunity we can. And we want to stay local if we can, of course. But we want competition too. So that's my thought on that. And the other thing I want to say is, I hope everybody's happy they got a decrease in their utility rates. Now, I know some people were unhappy when I put Leon Bachman on that board many years ago. They told me, management at the time told me that we could not decrease them rates. It was impossible. I said, no, don't tell me that way. I can go to Cedar Falls and they have their own utility and they were quite a bit cheaper than we were. So thanks to Leon, it started that ball rolling because we were in the red for a long time, people. They're debt-free now. Mayor, you've carried on with a good board up there. Kevin Seidels, the whole board is coming forth to bring these rates down. Hardly ever do you ever see that, and it's happened. And so I want to applaud all them people, and I want a special thanks out to Leon Bachman for getting that ball rolling. Thank you.
Any other council members have any comments? Okay, we are going to be going into closed session, so any of the students from East Buchanan, if you need to get signatures and such, we would invite you to come up and get those. Because when we go into closed session,